Now, on the topic of structural adjustment, on the topic of the economy, on the topic of subsidies, it's extremely interesting as an economist listening to lawyers and engineers discuss the economy. Extremely, beautiful analysis. To be honest, I can stand here today and I can give a few points that are contrary, a few points that explain perhaps what we're going through and how it was totally predictable, most of it, and maybe avoidable. But I'm not going to do that. I've chosen not to speak about the economy and the reforms or to even explain anything because if I explain, it would help this government, and I don't want to help the government. I don't want to help this government. They're my friends. If they don't behave like friends, I don't behave like a friend. So I watch them being stewed, and they don't even have people with credibility who can come and explain what they're doing. But I'm not going to help. I started out helping, but I'm not going to help. I'm not going to discuss it. Let them come and explain to Nigerians why the policies that are being pursued are being pursued. And meanwhile, I'm watching a very nice movie with popcorn in my hands. I'm watching them stew. But I will say one thing. What we are going through today is at least in part, not totally, at least in part, a necessary consequence of decades of irresponsible economic management.
Guys, welcome back again to my channel. I keep on asking this question: what is the war between the Northerners and the Southwest? Because this is get out of hand. You heard what the man said, that he is not going to render help or advice to the government because he knows if he does, it will help the government. And the truth is that this Tinubu government, they need help. This Labour government, this APC government, they need help because tell me the reason why they've been in office for over how many years and nothing is working. Tinubu policies are not helping Nigerians, rather it's helping his own family members. Because tell me the reason why a leader in Nigeria will travel out of the country, but he has a vice, but the vice is not doing anything in office. Tinubu travels out of the country, everything in this country is on hold until he comes back. Nobody gives an order until he comes back, but he has a vice. That means he wants to run this country as Lagos, as he did in Lagos. He wants to run this country like his personal belongings. Nigeria belongs to nobody. You are there as a leader to give policies an order that will make Nigeria great, not an order that will bring down Nigeria. Because the order this government are giving are bringing down this country. Where our country, Nigeria, is ranked the highest, most corrupt country in the world because of Tinubu government. Because he has a past dirty record of drug dealing, many legal things he did, and yet he won the election. How did he win the election? Because he also have some incompetent leaders that backed him up. And let me tell you how that name came. Tinubu won the election because people that voted him or supported him said that he have suffered enough for this country, Nigeria. And how did he suffer enough? Because he helped to form that APC party and also helped Buhari to secure that seat. So that word Emir Of Kano means it is my turn. That was when they imaged that name, because he said that he have helped everybody, now it's his turn. So if I helped you, you should help me back. That was how Tinubu won the election. Because in a broad daylight, it's very clear that that election was rigged. INEC people also helped Tinubu to secure that seat, because that election period was the best I've seen the whole Nigerians come out en mass to vote. That election, people paid school fees, people paid transport fares for others to come back and vote. People paid people to come back and get a voter's card. Even though INEC and one or the other did direct games, we saw some voters card that was dumped in the dustbin by the INEC officers. So, and those voters card was mainly Igbo voters card. So they removed everything that will make Tinubu to win the election. And then most persons that voted Tinubu came out this year. I was saying that they regretted voting Tinubu because he makes policies that are not in favor of anybody or any tribe or any region in this country. It's not favoring the north, it's not favoring the north, southwest, enough favoring the South is, then who is he favoring? Only his family members. Because tell me the reason why Tinubu will destroy a company in Lagos to build a Calabar coastal road, and at the same time he gave the contract to his son. So amidst all the important things that are meant to be done in Lagos, all the bad roads in Lagos, he chose to destroy a company and then allocate the contract to his son. And then somebody tell me that Tinubu has people in mind. Tinubu does not have the country in mind. He is after his own personal pursuit. And people are saying, what have the Emir done to Nigeria? What have you offered or anything? The truth is that Tinubu's government, they need advice. And they don't take advice because P2B have come out to give them advice on how you can turn this country around. But because they don't care, they don't want to learn, they don't want to advise, they are running this country as if it's their personal belongings. P2B came up and said that, okay, let Tinubu government try to change this country from a country that consumes to a country that produces, because that's the only thing we do, we consume. Where Nigeria have mineral resources, but we sell it to China, and then they refine the product, we now go and import. So we export raw materials and then import finished goods. What prevents Nigeria from refining those raw materials into finished goods so that we can stop importing and thereby change our country into a country that produces so that others can come and import from us? That was the advice the P2B gave to Tinubu, but Tinubu government does not heed to anybody's advice. They are bigger than everybody in Nigeria. So this man came out and said that he's an economist and he knows what to say that can help this government, but he doesn't want to say it because what have the government done with other advices given to them by other people? Because you cannot hide the fact. This government, this Tinubu government, they need advice, and they lack advice coming from an incompetent people. That are only people that they have. Like he said, that this government is filled with people that are incompetent. People cannot give or carry out a solution that can favor the country. Rather, they are busy working tirelessly for their own personal interest and not for the country's personal interest. And the fact is that everybody will face the consequences of what they've done. The INEC chairman, the judges, because now there's no end of you going to court because you lose. The ruling party have bought and have everybody in their pocket. They have the INEC chairman in their pocket, they have the INEC bodies in their pocket, they have the judges in their pocket, they have the courts in their pocket. Because tell me the reason why Supreme Court gave an order that is final, which means that no other court have the right to try anybody in court. So far, Supreme Court have given that order, but Federal High Court is still charging Nnamdi Kanu in court. DSS is still holding Nnamdi Kanu in custody. All this show that Nigeria is a lawless country. We don't have law. We don't follow laws. And yet, we are talking about democracy. What is democracy without obeying the law? These are the things happening in our country and we cannot run away from it. This government needs advice, but they don't take advice from people. Tell me the reason why P2B came out with his full heart to issue advice on how we can make our country great, but our government don't heed to advice. They are bigger than everybody advice. So this man came out and said that he's not going to help the country, that he loves the way that Tinubu is feeling. Let everybody suffer the consequences. Both people that voted him and those that don't, let everybody suffer the consequences, because this is the consequences of what happened in last election that happened in Nigeria, 2023 general presidential election, where some persons aside the fact that that election was rigged, some persons voted for Tinubu, some persons campaigned for him, and some persons also voted him in office. So let's stop covering them with the rigging of election. Some persons voted them, and they even came out and confessed that yes, we voted for Tinubu, but we regret our actions. Let the Northerners, let the Easterners join together to remove Tinubu come 2027, which will be very, very hard. Because why? The ruling party have bought everybody needed to win the election come 2027. So everything we are doing, though at all Nigeria, they will also come out in mass again to try again, because if this election comes again and is rigged, we will lose total confidence in our judiciary system. We will lose hope in Nigeria, because now the only thing holding hope on Nigeria is P2B. He's the one holding the hope of Nigeria. Only him. If this election comes again and something happens, Nigeria will lose total faith in the judiciary system, in the court, we will lose total feeling of faith from Nigeria. So So I'd like guys to just about the video you've watched in the comment section. What do you think about the video just watched now? And I'll see you guys in my next video. If I need, you can subscribe. It's your boy Keys World. See you in my next video. Stay tuned, guys.